Okay, so the game just kind of keeps going and going and going, which means we need to end it either in running out of tiles or in running out of time. So we do have it tracking our tiles going down, and I do say that if the tile amount is greater than 0, to keep on choosing more. But once that tile reaches 0, then I'm going to want to say, um, okay, first let me just test and see what happens when we reach 0. And to do that, I'm going to set my tile amount, let's say 5. So tile amount is 5. Okay, let me start the game with 5. So tile amount, I have 5 tiles. Let's see what I do with my 5 tiles. My 5 tiles, I am, where is it? 4 went down, and this is 3. Sorry, 5 went down, this is 4, I have 3 left. So right here, tile amount means how many I have left. I currently have 3 left. So when let's rotate this, drop it, rotate, oh no, rotate and drop. Oh, I could close it all off. All right, rotate and drop. So I've got 1 left after this. I have 0 left after this. So this is my last tile. So it did pick the piece, and once I drop it, there's 0 left. So once I drop it, it doesn't do it anymore. So there's no more pieces. I can't even move the camera, which means the game is over. All right. So I want to else. That's where I want to do that. And let me just all right. So we're going to wrap up the level. Also, the timer, when the timer runs out, will also run this as well. I don't know what it's going to do as yet, but for now, all right, for the timer, I'm going to need a couple pieces for the timer. So, public, I guess it's a float, or do I need an int? I think a float might work. Yeah, it's time float. Yeah, because we're doing 60 frames a second, so I'm going to need that. So float time remaining is equal to I'll set it in the browser. Okay, so I've got my timer. I'm going to set something to run the timer. So that when we start at some point, I am going to that should work. I'm going to set that in another location because this GM script is going to be that GM script is going to be staying through all the scenes. So I'm going to have something else which will affect the timer is running script. So I've got the time remaining, I've got the timer is running. So I'll probably actually need to create a level script. So each level will have its own script, and it's going to start and stop the timer. But the timer is going to be a part of the game manager. And it's going to have, using Unity Engine, .ui, is I am going to be accessing a canvas which will be attached to the game manager. Alright, so got my timer, public float minutes, and public float seconds. I'll need that when I split it into minutes and seconds. And update. So I guess at the end of all of those things, I will run my timer. So if timer is running, and if the timer time remaining is greater than 0, meaning I have more time than I need, the timer remaining is going to subtract time.delta time. Okay. Else, so I'm going to be, what was it called again? Wrap up level. So where'd it go? So wrap up level. I will also do time remaining, because I find that always goes below 0, and timer is running equals false. That will stop the timer, that will make sure that this is set to 0, and then we'll wrap up the level. And that should get our timer running. Now I just need to split everything into minutes and seconds. Okay, so the splitting of it into minutes and seconds is really only needed for displaying it on the screen. So I'm actually not going to do that in here. I'm going to create its own. So let us say split minutes, seconds, and I'll need to pass in the time remaining. Okay, I need that in 2 places. They'll also need it while this is counting down. And I could also do it up here in start. So right before the timer runs, I can do that. Save. And right at the end is where I can stick all of my stuff. So void. Boom. And this is a float. Float. Alright. So I can now say I have my minutes equal to, and this is going to take some math, not math, math, f dot floor. I think I want floor to int. That should work. Time to time to display. No, no, what I put as time remaining. No, I can't use time remaining there. Right. Time to display, because time remaining is already right. That's divided by 60, and seconds. Also going to use some math. Why do I keep typing that? Math F, nope, math F dot floor to int. Time to display, and I'm going to mod 60. Okay, I don't have um, any canvas yet, so I'm just going to leave that off for now. And so that means that I can give it a test. Oh, right. So when I'm checking here, if tile amount is that, if the timer stops running, uh, okay, and so if the timer is running and that, then I can pick up piece. It's going to pick a piece for me. But also, when I go to drop, okay, if I go to drop, then I need to also check that the timer is running. But I'm looking at these guys here, and these are going to cause me problems. Timer is running, and current tile is not null. Because as soon as things are done and I end it, I'm going to clear out the current tile. I'm going to delete the graphic. That way you can't do anything else. So these guys here, I need to do if the input of that and current tile is not equal to null, copy and paste that. That should stop me from using these keys when the game is over, or even before we even have a tile. But the problem is it's saved. The problem is it's telling it to rotate that tile, and if there is no current tile and I push that button, I'll be in a lot of trouble. So when I finish though, and I'm wrapping up, the first thing I want to do is that current tile, no, destroy. Destroy current tile. That should be a game object, I think. Current tile is a game object, yes. Okay, so I destroy the game object and I wipe out current tile. Equal to null. Save. Alright. That should do it. So let me set some time. So time remaining. Okay, let's give me 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Actually, let me give myself a minute and 10 just to make sure that my minutes and seconds are working. And hit play. I should see a minute Oh, what's going on? Right. Close that up. Close that up. Okay. So as that gets down to 90, there you go. Okay. Right. Now I can go ahead and I can still continue to play. And there was a problem. Something just happened. Cross tile, cross tile, cross tile. I don't have anything. Why did that do that? Did it have something to do with the time? Oh, no. I ran out of tile amount. So, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I want to set, I want to stop the clock. So, clock stop is timer is running equals false. I've stopped the clock. But I had a tile. As soon as I dropped it, I should be able to drop it. I had it. I did have a tile. And then the tile disappeared. So let me keep my eyes on my tile amounts. Because we're ending the game. Alright, so I've got this. I've got 3 tiles after this. So this is going to be 1. Nice. This is my last tile, and I should be able to drop it. Oh, I know what's happening. Right, I know what happened. And, okay, good, my clock did stop. Good, I know what happened. It's because I destroyed the tile that was the last tile when I ended the game. I want to only destroy the tile if the timer runs out. The timer runs out, whatever I have in my hand cannot be put down. So that has to do with my timer up here. So after all of this, all of that, I will delete the tile. And I only destroy that tile in my hand. The other one, it's been put down, so it will remain. Alright, try it again. Oh, it's a nice hand I got just now, too. I've run out of tiles. I placed it and it stayed. Now I was allowed 5 tiles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 tiles. Good. My timer stopped at a minute 33. That will be, those will be my points. So I get points for however many seconds are left over. Actually, I'll think about the rules for how the point system would work. But if I run out of tiles, let's say I get half points for my time left. If I close everything off, I get full points for my time. I like that. All right. Now, I did not add that in. Stopping the game when I close all points. So let me try and get that to work. Um, so that's when I drop my piece. Where is it? Where is the piece? Drop piece. When I drop the piece, it's going to place it down. It's going to do all of its stuff. When everything's over, it's going to count the open. So here it's counting the open. And here we're going to say if open ends is equal to 0, game is done. Wrap up level because the game is done. All right, save. Now, I'm going to force it to do that by my available tiles. Okay, my available tiles are 5, 8. I only want the corner piece. Let me get rid of these. Delete array element. What if I move this up here? Okay, I want the corner tile here, and I only want 1. Okay, so I'm forced with only corner tiles, and I can do it in 4 tiles. So let me finish the game in under 5 tiles. So corner piece, corner piece, corner piece, and lo and behold, a corner piece. So if I do this, right now my open ends are 2, it'll calculate to 0, and the clock stop, game is over. Awesome. And I think I should have, okay, when I wrap up the game, I'm going to check to see how many open ends there were, how much time there is, and then I can compute, and how many tiles are on the board, which I have laid tiles here, so I can do, there's 4 on the board, which means I can calculate how many tiles have I laid, which there's a point for every tile I laid, there's points for the time, there's points for, and that's it. Anyhow, that is awesome. Now I just have to reset my available tiles. There we go. Where do I revert that? Revert that back to 40. 2 minutes too much. Minute and a half would be 90. Let's apply that. Let's make that our starting. Minutes, seconds. Okay. I think I've pretty much got all that I need. I'm going to make changes where I'm going to get rid of this one and this one. I don't find those useful. You know what? These guys here should be bad tiles that you don't want to get. I mean, I call them terminators because they will close off and not leave anything. No, I'll leave as is. However, This one and this one. These two, sorry. Those two I'm going to get rid of because those two can just be done with these two. But I am going to add one more, which is a T tile, which have 3 open ends. That will be coming up. I probably actually won't even bother filming that because that would just be working with these. They're just redoing exactly the same way I did these. Alright, I've got all those things. What do I want? I want to now, the game can end. Oh, I never actually tested the time running out. So let's put the time at 10 seconds. So game starts. And there we got one. I place one. I place one. I place one. Okay. The camera should not be able to move, so I'm going to, when game's done, I gotta set it as that. But it got rid of whatever card I had in my hand, which left me with a certain amount of cards left and 4 open ends. Alright, what was it I used on the camera? Camera mover was looking for GM move camera. So I can set move, check move camera to false. Move camera equal to false. Alright. So that is good. I will now game ends. Okay, let me see how far this has gone. 27 minutes. I'm going to stop it here and I will add another T. What's going on?